A 23-year-old woman thought marriage would give her safety, stability, and a place to build a future. Instead, she found herself standing at a point where one question refused to leave her mind. How much longer can someone survive on promises that never become reality? And wait until you hear where this married couple is actually living.
Mrs. Black, Mr. Black, welcome to divorce court. Thank you for trusting me with your young, very young marriage. But I think there's some issues that you want me to look at. Mrs. Black, why are we in court?
We are here today because I'm 23. We've been in a relationship for 5 years now. We've been married for 2.5, and all of these addictions that he's had have led us to still be behind my grandmother's home. We're in a shed, we don't have water, and I need security. I need to be known that my husband is going to take care of me the way he promised me in our marriage.
I don't think that's even asking for an awful lot. The fact that you have running water and electricity should be a very basic minimum. Wouldn't you agree? Mm-hmm. Mr. Black, you heard what Mrs. Black said. What do you say, sir?
Well, we do have water and we do have electricity. I'm not saying, I'm not excusing the fact that we're in a shed, but I do love my wife, and I did promise her a lot of things, and I'd do anything to save our marriage.
Let's see if you would do anything to save your marriage, because I get the feeling Mrs. Black says, she's 23 years old. She wants to have you show her better than you can tell her at this point. Am I right?
Imagine hearing that and then discovering the situation is even worse than it first sounded, because what she reveals next makes that shed feel less like a temporary struggle and more like a warning sign that had been growing for years. And the story of how these two ended up here starts with one simple ride home that changed everything. A lot of people think life-changing mistakes arrive with flashing warning signs. This one started with something much smaller. One ride home, one quick decision, and a stranger who would slowly become the center of her entire future.
Yes, and I would like to add that our water is hose water. We drink bottled waters. We continuously have to restock on water. There is no sink for me to wash dishes or do anything. I have to continuously boil water and fill it into buckets.
And you have to take a shower inside your grandmother's home.
No, we go to a pilot. They don't acknowledge my husband at all, and because of that, I don't go into the home. But we go to a pilot to shower every now and then I have an outside bath that I can use.
So, Mr. Black, this 23-year-old woman is saying that's not the life that she signed up for. Am I correct, ma'am? Why don't you take me back a little bit? How did you all actually meet to get to this point?
I was 18. I was working at Walmart, and I needed a ride home. My roommate, she knew him, and she couldn't pick me up, so she messaged him, had him come and get me. Things happened, and we've been together ever since. We became friends and started getting to know each other, moved in together.
Mrs. Black, you should have ordered a lift.
Now here we are.
Okay? Because that's a whole lot that you went from I need a ride to now I'm living in the shed, okay?
Ooh-wee.
So you made some really quick choices.
I did.
And you were a very young person at that time.
I was freshly 18.
Yeah, and Mr. Black, you are 10 years older.
Yes, I am.
And I think the jury just got a little taken aback because I think most people would say you should know better.
Well, in my defense,
I'm listening.
I believe it was maybe the second time after we had slept together. I told her not to catch feelings, and that because I told her that I wasn't trying to get tied down. I was just trying to live my life free of any relationship.
Encumbrances.
Yes, and I had been married previously, and so yeah, I never imagined our life would be going in this the direction it's gone.
Sometimes the most dangerous promises are not the ones people make. They are the ones people quietly imagine in their own heads, and what comes next reveals warning signs that were standing in plain sight from the very beginning. The next part feels almost impossible to watch without shaking your head, because the warning signs were not hidden, they were not secret, they were spoken out loud from the very beginning. The real question is this: when does patience quietly turn into self-destruction?
A lot of unfortunate things have happened throughout. A lot of good things have happened as well.
I don't doubt that there have been some good times. I'm just wondering if the good times can sort of see themselves through the bad times. And I understand you said you told Mrs. Black, the now Mrs. Black, early on not to, quote, catch feelings, but clearly you did.
He called him back.
Yeah, but what were your initial red flags while these feelings were being caught?
He had told me in the beginning that he was on dating apps, that he was messaging other people. And
So he was pretty much
Yes,
honest
he was very
that
upfront about
you were
everything.
not the only person that was in his life.
And I knew. And I was okay with it. And for the first year, we were friends with benefits. We were hanging out.
So
we
here's
lived
my
together.
question, because I'm going to ask you a real tough question that young women have to answer for themselves. Didn't you want more?
Yeah.
Then why'd you settle?
I didn't think I was.
Yeah, you were. I asked you.
I didn't think I was.
Didn't you want more? Now, there are some women that would say to me, nah, I just wanted to get, hit it every now and again. He was cute. That was enough for me. But I asked you very simply, didn't you want more? And your response immediately, you didn't even hesitate, was yes.
Yeah. Now, in the beginning, I thought that it was enough, that we could power through everything. And now I've learned that it doesn't matter how much he tells me he loves me, because he will still do things behind my back that prove otherwise, at least to me.
So you found out that he was still on the dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
Did that bother you?
Not initially.
Okay.
When we first got together, it was cool. He did his own thing. I understood and I respected it.
Did you do your own thing, or were you faithful?
I kind of did my own thing, but I also did it because he was doing his own thing.
So it was a more tit for tat type situation.
Right. It was more like, since you're going to do it, I guess I can try to be okay with it or do it myself.
And that's not even who you were?
No.
So,
But
Ms.
at the same time, I haven't slept with anybody else since I met her. It was just purely for entertainment purposes.
So did there come a time, Mrs. Black, that you all decided to be exclusive?
We did. He was arrested about a year and a half into our relationship, and he decided then that he wanted to be with me. He said he was done with everything, that we were going to be together, and that he wanted me.
A lot of people promise a brand new life after a wake-up call. But what happens when that promise survives only a few words before reality catches up again? Because what she finds next leaves absolutely no room for confusion. Some lies leave room for doubt. The next moment did not. One glance inside a car was about to answer a question she had already asked again and again, and once that answer appeared, there was nowhere left to hide.
I believed him.
I understand you have actually found drugs in the car, am I correct?
Yes, you are. He told me he was done. I walked into the car, and it was there. And I flushed it down the toilet. So are you kidding me? You told me that you didn't do anything. You lied straight to my face.
In the beginning, I told her about my substance abuse. I left it there for her to decide whether she wanted to be around me or not.
There were some addiction problems from the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm. There's been gambling addiction, some substance abuse, a lot of substance abuse.
Mr.
And then
Black?
the dating apps.
What was going on with you that there were these addictions that you were dealing with?
It all started when I was 17. I started taking prescription medication for Vyvanse for ADHD. And I was on that particular drug and Adderall for, I think, until I was about 26, 27. And then eventually I tried methamphetamine. And it's honestly the exact same thing as Adderall.
Yeah, but it's still something that could kill you. Yes.
I mean,
don't. Not to me. Nuh-uh. Meth is a bad thing. It could kill you.
You're right, but
and that's why you are back and forth, in and out of jail, because you're not focusing on your health.
No.
Deal with it.
That's not quite the case.
Are you still using methamphetamine?
Yes, but it's only because at this point in my life, and I've been taking amphetamines for so long, that my brain no longer produces the correct amount of dopamine and serotonin.
Mrs. Black, how has this addiction manifested itself in your life?
I've had safes that he's stolen from, about 4 or 5. He's busted into every single one of them. The last one had $140 in it. He told me that he got me a present. I have no idea where that money went.
The next part gets even harder to defend because the conversation is about to move from hidden drugs to missing money. And when the truth finally comes out, you may find yourself wondering whether the biggest problem was the addiction or the choices it kept creating. There is something especially painful about watching a dream disappear $1 at a time, not because life got harder, but because the money meant to build a future kept finding its way into the exact things destroying it.
Where'd the money go, Mr. Black?
I have a gambling addiction.
How'd I know?
Buying drugs and gambling. Again, I'm going to come back to you, Mrs. Black. Is that what you want?
No.
I want to be honest or straight up, because in the beginning I told her that about my substance abuse, and I left it there for her to decide whether she wanted to be around me or not.
Why did you decide to stay, Mrs. Black?
Because I loved him. I still love him.
All right, I'm going to give you Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? You 23 years old. Come on now.
Yeah. I wanted to use the money to get out of the shed. That's the biggest problem, is every single time that money has been savings. It's been meant for our home, and it's all gone.
So, Mr. Black, I come to you about the money from the safe. Why would you take money that your wife is trying to make your life better?
Well, it was originally not meant for gambling. I was going to get her something with it, and
But you got distracted?
yeah, sort of.
It's called the drugs.
No, it's not the drugs.
Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do you think it's anything other than the drugs? No. It's the drugs, because that's what happens when you are an addict. The drugs take over and you make poor decisions. I'm telling you the truth. Mrs. Black, I understand you have actually found drugs in the car. Am I correct?
Yes, you are. He was arrested last year, and he told me he was done. He was going to quit. He wasn't doing anything. He went to work with his buddy who he was getting it from, and he started to show signs of sketchiness, being in and out, not being very assertive with what he was saying, stuttering, not knowing his full story.
Like him and hawing.
Right.
Okay.
And I asked him several times, did you? No. Do you have it? No. Did you get any? No. I walked into the car, and I just happened to look, because I was mad. I go to the car when I'm mad, because I can't get away. And it was there. And I flushed it down the toilet. I said, are you kidding me? You told me that you didn't do anything. You lied straight to my face. You keep saying that I want better for our life, but you're still doing things that aren't getting us anywhere.
Dr. Green, what do you think about the dynamic between Mr. and Mrs. Black?
It's quite significant, not only with age, but also with experience, life experience. I'm really glad there are no children involved yet.
Same here.
A lot of people expected the excuses to continue. What nobody expected was how quickly those excuses would fall apart once the conversation shifted from promises to action. Because a very simple question was about to expose a much bigger problem. Many people say they want a better life. Far fewer can answer one uncomfortable question. What have you actually done to create it? The answer coming up sounds simple, but it completely changes the direction of this story.
Mr. Black, your wife's talking to you.
I did make promises when I was in jail, and, jail's a whole different
Yeah, I
thing.
understand that. But you keep saying that you're going to do better, and then you don't do better. You keep saying that I want better for our life, and I want this, and I want to get a job, but you're still doing things that aren't getting us anywhere. You're still telling me I'm going to work and I'm going to make the money, and then you come home and you're still broke. Why am I still having to pay you for everything?
Well, I think I've laid it out there. I have a gambling addiction. That's for...
Mr. Black, have you ever been to Gamblers Anonymous?
No, I haven't.
Have you been to Narcotics Anonymous?
No. But
Have you tried to get clean? Have you gone
Yes, I have.
and have you checked yourself into a inpatient treatment facility to, one, first, get clean out of your body, and then two, start a program where you get the tools so you could actually be successful? Have you ever done that, sir?
No, I haven't.
Then that means you are not trying. And so, Mrs. Black, as blunt as I am to your husband, let me be blunt with you. What do you want out of life, ma'am?
I want to be a stay-at-home wife. I want a garden. I want a farm. I want a home. I want land. I want to be able to raise my children in the setting that we agreed we wanted to raise our children.
You're not going to get that with Mr. Black. And you are entitled to want all of that. But you need to have a plan in place to help you get there. I needed some help today to help me help you. And I thought to myself, let me bring in a life coach, a mentor, somebody that could possibly help me help you. I'm going to ask my witness to join me. Would you ask the witness to join us, please?
Yes, Your Honor, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Will you introduce yourself to the court?
I am Dr. Kiba Richmond Green. I'm a certified life coach as well as a licensed psychotherapist.
The conversation is about to move away from money, addiction, and broken promises. What comes next digs into something much deeper. Because sometimes the hardest truth is not about the person hurting you. It is about understanding why you kept staying. Up to this point, it looked like addiction was the main villain in this marriage. For 5 years, she kept waiting for the future she was promised. A house, land, a family, a peaceful life. But somewhere along the way, she learned a lesson many people never learn until much later. Sometimes the biggest act of love is not holding on tighter. Sometimes it is finally letting go. And now I want to hear from you. If you were 23 years old, living in a shed, watching money disappear, catching lies, finding drugs, and hearing the same promises over and over again, would you stay and keep fighting for the relationship, or would you walk away and choose yourself? Let everyone know in the comments below. And if you enjoy real relationship stories where hidden truths, painful choices, and life-changing moments unfold right in front of your eyes, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story.